So the last thing that Albert Breer said was that, and this is the kicker. A lot of people say, well, I understand the Niners may have a feeling, they might be down on him, but don't you got to give him a chance? He's had 100 throws in the league. He started 4 games. Breer said it, and Adam Schefter said it last week. The Niners feel they've given him plenty of chances. And apparently to them, practice means a ton. And I only see the training camp and some of the OTAs and minicamp, but all the stuff during the season I don't see. And apparently they just not impressed. Do you think that qualifies as giving him chances? Lots of them.
Okay, I'll say this. If he's really not progressed, and I'm in no position, Iggy, because I'm not down there, but if he's really the same quarterback season after season, I think that's a valid criticism. I mean, I assume they know something. They know something about how to throw a pass, how to work within Kyle's system. And if he's not doing it and doesn't show the ability to do it, then I think it's fair for them to believe that he's not the answer. Mm. My issue is I don't have confidence in their judgment. But if they believe it, I think it's fair to move on or to experiment with other people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Which I think, if from Trey Lance's perspective, okay, you've written me off. You don't want to give me a chance. You think practice is the end all be all. Can I leave, please? Can I leave? It's getting late. I'd like to go learn another team's playbook and get on the field and compete somewhere else where they haven't completely written me off already. I mean, damn. Why am I here? Trade me for someone you're interested in. You like Sam Darnold? Use him. You don't need me.
So I got a question.
Yeah.
And this is interesting, and I don't know the answer. Then why haven't they traded him?
Well, let's go back to the beginning of our show. We're talking about the Niners, how confident they are that Brock Purdy's coming back. He's coming back. He's ahead of schedule. He's not back yet, though. Right? There's another 2 months for something to happen, and then stuff after that. So maybe the Niners, while they're projecting confidence, which is always a good move, maybe they're not so confident. Maybe they're like, we don't really know. We got to go one day at a time.
That's what I feel. And also, it's possible the league no longer believes in the kid, and there's all they could get for him would be like a kicker or something like that.
Yeah, how many coaches in the NFL are going to bet against Kyle Shanahan here? A lot of them work for Kyle. Kyle's wrong. Kyle's know what he's doing. Maybe Andy Reid would do that, but not a lot of guys would be that confident. And so right now, Kyle's wondering why. The Niners are wondering why they can't trade Trey Lance. He has no trade value. Well, you told the whole world he sucks, essentially. Right?
Yeah.
You've been telling everyone he sucks in practice, essentially to cover your own butts for not playing him and not developing him. Okay, it's his fault. He really sucks. That's our reasoning. But no one's going to trade for him now. They believe you. Anyway.
Iggy, you know what gets me about the Niners?
What?
Since they won a Super Bowl, and I would have to say this is, as much as I like Jim Harbaugh, and I really, really like Jim Harbaugh, and Kyle, after they got beat in the Super Bowl, and then other years when they didn't make it, they acted like they won the Super Bowl. You would think the team now is coming off a Super Bowl win.
You really would. You really would. The way they act, they acted like they've literally won 3 of the last 4 Super Bowls. And the fact that they didn't is just a mere quirk of a weird sport that doesn't have 7-game series. Seriously. And they want to be like talked about that way. Like, give me respect. I'm freaking Kyle. I'm freaking George Kittle. I was champion. Like, no, you're not.
No.
Stephen Curry's a champion. Klay Thompson's a champion. Buster Posey's a champion. Brett Jones is a champion. You're not.
Right.
Maybe one day. Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Yeah. You're in the like Frank Gore, Vernon Davis, Michael Crabtree, Patrick Willis pantheon of great 49ers who never won anything.
Right.
And what's crazy is that team, that 2012 team that went to the Super Bowl and lost, was at Levi's Stadium. I think it was week 7 when the Niners lost to Kansas City. They were on the field at halftime, I believe, and there was no standing ovation for them. It was like a 10-second kind of mild applause of people that had a little bit of a nostalgia moment, and then that was it. Because you know what? They never won a Super Bowl.
That's right.
Doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, I remember the 2012 team. Oh, I loved them. Okay, it's over.
But this team right now, and this organization acts like they're the Super Bowl champions.
Not just that, they act like they're the blueprint for the rest of the league. The way they put their team together is how the rest of the league should put their team. They're the model franchise in the league. without any hardware to back it up. They literally called Eddie DeBartolo's Niners a lemonade stand. I mean, that's how out of touch they are. Sorry.
Who called it that? Parag?
Yeah.
Parag, sometimes he doesn't have diplomacy because, as lemonade stands goes, that was a pretty good one. I would drink that.
Imagine inheriting the 49ers and looking at them that way. Yeah. You should have some respect. It's like inheriting the Yankees or the Lakers, and you look at them as a rinky-dink organization that you need to bring into the modern times. Wow. But we were talking about Lance and all the chances he's gotten. I really feel like if you feel that I'll put it this way. You're judging quarterbacks based on practice. If you were really good at that, Brock Purdy would have played sooner.
I agree.
I submit it's really hard to judge quarterbacks based on practice because there is no risk of getting touched in practice as a quarterback. Touched. And I think it's a lot different playing the position when you could get smacked and have a career-ending injury versus when you're wearing that black jersey and no one can touch you. I think a lot of quarterbacks can light it up in practice who aren't necessarily gamers. And I'd like to see what Trey Lance can do if the Niners could keep him healthy for like a month straight. I'd like to see it.
And I'd like to see what Sam Darnold could do when people could come after him seriously.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we've seen that a lot. We've seen it so many times. A lot of times. And what's crazy about Darnold, he failed in Carolina. He failed on the Jets. He was turning the ball over at USC. He had one great year at USC. He came back the next year. Was supposed to be the number 1 pick. Turned the ball over like 20-something times. And he still went number 3. But this has been an issue for Sam Darnold since he was like 20. That's enough. Okay, Double B Studio says, Lowell, my good sir, looking sharp, Sup Grant. I'm not looking sharp.
Thank you. I'm a little dressed up today because I'm having lunch in the city with some friends, and I wanted to look grown up.
You look pretty grown up. Francisco Escamilla says, I truly think Niners will have to face Seahawks in divisional round again. How do you think that would go? Blessings. Well, I'm picking the Seahawks to win the division this year, so I don't know.
I would pick the Niners. I don't like their quarterback. I'm picking the Niners.
Sure. I guess the question would be, who's the Niners quarterback when they play this game? Is it Josh Johnson? I don't know. Double B Studio says, any new quarterback learning Kyle's playbook is a project. Sure. Double B Studio says, TL or Sam, would they get Purdy playbook? I think it's the Purdy playbook now. That's what I saw in OTAs. Matthew Sanders has added up. Brock gets coached down, plus lingering injury, plus defenses start figuring him out. Kyle is setting Brock Purdy up for failure. This could blow up on him. I can see that. Brock's saying, don't scramble as much, coming off an injury and the tendencies. So could be a down, not a down year, but.
And he's also saying we won't protect you on the right side. So God love you.
Roll left, baby.
Roll left.
Double B Studio says Lowell was established journalist. Mike Shanahan established coach. Kyle has big shoes to fill. Grant does too. I can see Grant's great qualities from Pops. I can't see Mike's qualities in Kyle. What happened? I see a lot of Kyle and Mike and vice versa. I don't know.
I'll tell you one thing. I am so proud of Grant, and I think he's way past me. He's way past me.
Thanks, Dad. 29er says, if Brock Purdy starts, think arm fatigue might become an issue. I don't know. Perhaps.
He's not had that before.
No. Ink Talk TV says Kyle will get fired behind this Purdy project. Does seem like he's put up. Well, Darnold could save his career. Maxime LaFlame says the relative success of the last few years has obscured the fact that they have no plan and just go along. All these leaks feel unserious.
I would agree with every word of that.
Yeah, I would have to agree. No plan. Yeah. I think
they
the trade for go.
I was going to say their plan has a name. It's called the no plan plan.
The no plan plan. They have the illusion of a plan. And I think that's why the Trey Lance trade was so critical. It bought him time. Everyone said, oh, they have a plan. Okay, all right. So they're messing around with Jimmy Garoppolo for like the 5th year in a row, but they have a plan. Let's be patient. They didn't have a plan. They weren't patient. But it bought them like 2 years.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's clever. Josh Wyatt says, I said the first time we talked that the Niners were taking a gap year last year. They started slow because they were planning to lose. They only improved the team with CMC after Trey went down. You think they wouldn't have traded for Trey if McCaffrey if Trey was a quarterback? They're like, no. We want to lose. We want to lose. Sorry.
And that, by the way, I was skeptical of that trade. Iggy, what a wonderful trade. I got to give him
like
credit.
The trade of the freaking millennium, right?
What a trade. What a honor it should be to coach a guy like that, and certainly to watch him play. I mean, my God, I got to say.
That's what Bobby Turner said too. Like, it's an honor to coach this guy. And he's coached.
Did he say that?
I don't know if he said that exact word, but he said I like coaching him because he wants to be the best and he can be the best. I think that's, that's the kind of guy you want to coach, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's an honor.
Now the Niners just have to keep him healthy. I looked at it. The Niners have their starting running back has been injured by week 3, 5 years in a row. 5 years in a row. So there's McKinnon, who got injured in training camp 2 years in a row. Then it was Mostert, who got injured week 2 in 2020, and then week 1 in 2021, and then it was Mitchell, who got hurt week 1 last year. So, Kyle, please rotate your running backs. Do something.
Rotate your running backs.
McCaffrey's really important. Yeah. All right. Okay, let's get to Andre, who says, why did you get so sensitive when they called you out for past tweets about Brock? I didn't. He just took 10 minutes to do it. And he's trying to say I wrote off Brock, which I didn't. I like Brock.